books! I need more comic books! Oh, just watch the video.
West Coast Davengers. West Coast Davengers.
There's only one mantra that you all need to know. That's that one over there. See Todd, bye Todd.
Oh, hi there. Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Dave. Oh wait, no, this is comics. Sorry. That's my other YouTube channel. Hi, welcome back to the West Coast Davengers. I'm your host, Dave. I'm the guy that talks to you about comics. I actually don't know anything about comics. There's a teleprompter here. I'm reading from it. I got a producer back there. Steven Spielberg is behind the camera. It's a whole thing. All right, before we get started on this really possibly expensive episode, a couple of things. I got a new podcast. Yeah, I'm doing 2 podcasts, one here and then one for your ear-holes. It's called Direct Edition. It's a little bit of an extension of this, but it goes deeper into collecting stories that I have to tell. You know, the human experience, it's not just limited to one thing. The logo is a parody on Seinfeld. Seinfeld is a show about nothing. The podcast is about nothing. Schmata. Coming up in a little over a month is DavengerCon. It's going to take place on 420 weekend. Smoke them if you got them. And what it's going to be is 2 days of streaming. There will be sales. I have a couple of friends that will be selling on the channel with me. And then we're going to have a lot of guests. So I'm starting to lock down all that stuff. But mark it on your calendars. We're also doing the charity raffle, which we did last year. And we're going to try and raise $5,000 this year or more. I live in a Bermuda Triangle of Golden Age comics. If you are a veteran of this channel, you remember about 2 years ago, I bought a blind kind of pile of Golden Age books. I didn't really know a lot about Golden Age books yet, you know, aside from superhero stuff. And I ended up pulling out a double cover war book. I ended up getting a Archie 55 graded in a 9.2, which is the highest on the census, which I had sold. And so I pulled a lot of value out of it. I bought a second Golden Age collection about a year ago, and I pulled a ton of value out of it too. It was a lot of the key issues that they weren't in the greatest shape, but you know, stuff like first Scrooge McDuck, early Peanuts, first Tor, first John Carter of Mars. So it's just a very strange thing here that this specific area has a lot of older people, and there's no humidity really in Western Washington. So you get paper doesn't get affected when it's stored away in boxes and garages and attics as it would in pretty much the rest of the country. There's no extreme heat here for a prolonged period of time. So I had talked to somebody who had posted a Batman book on Facebook as a Batman 66. And so I met up with him, and he brought this Johnny Walker Red Label blended Scotch whiskey box. And I'm sober for 10 years. I'm like, no thanks. He's like, no, the comics are in there. I'm like, oh yeah, comic books. And so what I'm going to do, I looked through it, but I didn't really take it in. You know, I saw the Batman books. I saw one other big key book. And I said, all right, I'm just going to put them back in the box. I paid him for them $2,000. I put the box to the side. And that was a couple of days ago. I haven't looked at them since. They are unbagged and unboarded. They've been sitting in there, so they're not going to get any more damage than they were right before I bought the box. When I do find a lot of these collections that contain unbagged and unboarded books that are old, they are generally in really good shape. So we're going to do a little top-down view. I'm going to put on my gloves. To the one guy who thinks I shouldn't wear gloves, you can go somewhere else. And we'll go through them. We'll take a look. And then after I'm done, I'll bag and board them. And bada bing, bada boom. You hit the like. You hit a comment. And we go on our separate ways, and I see you next week. All right, let's look at these books. Let's take a look at this Golden Age collection in its raw form. I haven't done any research on any of this stuff. Like I said, I am literally going to be kind of looking at it with detailed eyes for the first time. I saw enough to know that I wanted to own it. Unfortunately, you know, I like to talk about how much I don't like grading. Some of these books are in such good condition, they have to be graded. So we've got a Tarzan Volume 1, number 14. So there's a bunch of old Disney stuff in here, including one book that I am absolutely stoked to have one more time because I had it before. Volume 12. Disney Comics, Volume 12, number 3, 1951. I don't know if this is Barks yet, but it probably is. or at least some of it is. So there is some Tarzan, and Tarzan isn't really worth anything anymore, except maybe the first one. But we will skip mostly past that. So Ham Fisher is the Joe Palooka creator. This is Humphrey number 21 from 1952. So this entire collection is in that 51 to 52 range. Look at these. I didn't look through every book. Once again, I saw enough to know that I wanted to buy this. But as you can see with the vibrancy of the cover and the colors on the cover, the pages, all the pages are white. I mean, these books could have been printed yesterday, but they weren't. Adventure Comics 172, 1952. Don't know. Once again, haven't looked it up, so you can drop the comments down below and let me know what you know about these books. But, I'll have looked these up too. Boy Illustories number 70. Look at that. White pages. Just, if you were to show this to somebody, just the interiors, without showing them the cover, they'd be like, oh, that's it's a reprint. I love the smell of these. They were kept in such a good storage that they don't smell bad. They smell just that right amount of old. So we got Looney Tunes 126. This one's a little beat up, but wait until you see the next book. One of the books that I was really excited about. Uncle Scrooge, the first solo Uncle Scrooge title. So that's 4-Color Comics 386. Uncle Scrooge and a Poor Old Man. Oh yeah, 1952. Obviously this is Carl Barks, because Carl created Uncle Scrooge. I mean, this is going to need a press and all that. It's got a little foxing. I don't know if that's foxing. That's just a little ink transfer. But look at the vibrancy of the colors on these pages. Maybe it's a 7.0, an 8.0. Get that grease pencil off there. It's an absolutely gorgeous copy. Tom and Jerry Comics number 92 from 1952. I used to love Tom and Jerry when I was a kid. Not all these are bangers, but you buy the whole thing, you can't go wrong. Longbow, the Indian Boy. Don't know this book, but it falls in line with this stuff too. Jungle Comics and Jumbo Comics. Stuff by Captain Stuart Kerrigan. I wonder if he was it's very probable that this person might have fought in the Civil War or some war that's long past. Bugs Bunny, so this is 4-Color Comics 376. I don't know what the first Bugs Bunny is in comics, but it's probably around this time, maybe a little bit earlier than 1952, but this is probably at least somewhat, in the relative sense, early Bugs Bunny. Roy Rogers, number 46. Tonto, speaking of Roy Rogers and Tonto, the Lone Ranger. Look at that. So bright. Number 3 from 1952. Here's some more. This is Christmas for Shacktown. I believe this is a Carl Barks story as well. I think I've actually read this before. So this would be 4-Color Comics 367. And yes, I definitely read this. And I read this within the last couple of months. Look how nice this is, though. Absolutely beautiful condition. White pages. Just perfectly kept. Lone Ranger, number 51. But Popeye, number 18. Early Popeye. Another thing that, I grew up watching Popeye cartoons. It was not new when I grew up watching them, but it was fun to watch. All right, next pile coming in. Pretty sexy. That's interesting. Roy Rogers is pretty sexy. Roy Rogers, number 11, 1948. 75 years old. And the book still has white pages. Crazy. All right, here we go. So this is the book that sold it for me. I didn't know he had any other books. I saw the ad for this. At first I thought it was fake, because in a picture you don't think that you're going to see a Batman 66 looking this clean. And, you know, it's got the little tear on the top, little tear on the bottom. Back cover is immaculate with the exception of the same little tear up there. And then look at the interiors of this thing. 1951, Batman 66. Apparently this is a controversial issue because of the multiple use of the word boner. Joker pulls boner of the year. Back when language was a little bit different and people were talking around, talking about what's going on in their pants, as you know, that's just how language changes. But yeah, the word boner is all over this book. Just such a beautiful copy of this book. I mean, with the little tears and all, I still think I'm looking at an 8.5. Maybe a little bit better. Now, unfortunately, I know I am not a fan of CGC, but in order to move this book in this condition, make money on it the way I need to make money on it, this has to get graded. Then we run to a Superman 73. Got a little stain on the cover, but the Wizard, Mr. Epic Comicology, should be able to at least work on it, but another just white pages. All right, so something I don't know. I mean, I know what King Comics is, and that's, I don't know what character that is. Do I? Oh, it's Blonde. Okay, so Blondie by Chick Young. So this is 1945. Rangers. So this is strips. This is just like a compilation of strips from, because King Comics, I think, was syndicated. King's syndication would probably make sense in my brain, because I think I actually have some original syndicated cartoon art that's from King, but I could be wrong. Private Buck, Flash Gordon by Alex Raymond. Little sports update here. And then Phantom. Wow, some early Phantom. So, I thought this might have been detached for a second, but it's not. No. Oh, it's one staple, that's why. Aha, it's a one staple book. That's why it feels weird. All right, then we get to another controversial Batman issue. Number 67 with the noose on the cover. Another, you know, this one's not as high grade as the 66, but damn if it's not close. It's got a little bit of a spine curl. Somebody folded the page over when they read it, but look at the interior. White pages. I think there's a first appearance in that one. Superman 72 actually had a slab of this in a very high grade, a 7.5 or an 8.0, and I just got rid of it, or sold it, I should say. And, well, that book just came right back into my life. Now, this is going to be not as high, but still vibrant colors. There's a bunch of Captain Marvel in here. Early Shazam, early Captain Marvel. This is a horrible miscut book. Look at that. Or a misprinted book. But that doesn't affect anything. I mean, not when it's in this nice of shape. It's just printed off. But look how nice this is. They smell old, too. All right, more Captain Marvel. So you got 129, 105. Another absolutely beautiful interior. Hope you're enjoying this. You know, I am not super versed in all Golden Age, but the only way, and I say this constantly, if you're in the position to buy a lot of it for a decent price, the only way to learn is just by looking at this stuff and learning about it. Some more Tarzan. My Friend Irma. Don't know this book at all. Early comedy romance. But my grandmother, my late grandmother's name is Irma. And so I like that. It feels like an older name anyway. This is also early Bugs Bunny. You could just tell by the design. 1951, Bugs Bunny, the Frigid Hair. Yeah, what's up, Doc? Look at the... Just absolutely stunning how these look. Comics on Parade. Nancy and Fritzy Ritz. This is weird. Ernie Bushmiller, right? 1950. What's the name of the comics that Peanuts first appear in is a Nancy thing. Pep? Not Pep. I have one of them in here. We'll get to it. But this is all Nancy. Ernie Bushmiller. Would be amazing to get the first Peanuts. Some more Roy Rogers. Look at the yeehaw, cowboy. It's from my boy Derek. Don't know what year this is from because it's not. There's no indicia. Oh wait, there it is, 1952. All right, more Captain Marvel. Obviously a fairly racist cover there. Captain Marvel number 29. Wow. Maybe Eric Larson wants to trade some art for these books. 1941. Nope, 1943. One of the two. This one's got a ripped cover there at the staple. I won't mess around with this too much, but still nice interiors. All right, we go Batman 72 to the jungle, Batman. This is a crazy cover. Robin just wearing nothing but a loincloth shorts, and Batman's in the loincloth, whatever the hell it is. Wow, never seen this book before. Oh, look at that. Yeah, and if you ever watched, I did a flip through of the first appearance of the Riddler, Detective, whatever that number is. I'm not good with numbers on DC books. 140 something. And you can see some of the stuff in the backups, including some Jack Kirby. All right, we got a Superboy 19. Another really nice book. Beautiful pages. Just got that one little, looks like a tape pull and a little rip there. Rex Allen Comics. Is that like Rex Manning Day? Number 6, 1952. All right, here we go. Early Tech. Tech 177. Wow. Really nice shape also. 1951. I mean, just looking at this, I mean, this is 7.0, 7.5. Alright, I think I actually have a graded copy of this, but this is also great. Superman number 74. In absolutely beautiful shape with that. It's got some grease pencil on it, it's got some other stuff, but once again, when you see interiors like this, it almost, it's a shame. Like, if I collected Superman, and I was a big Superman fan, I'd buy a low-grade copy, but I'd keep this raw too. Explorer Joe. Don't know this one. Looks like a action-adventure jungle book, maybe. 1952, Volume 1, Number 2. There's no staple rust. There's no moisture was introduced anywhere near this book. And so the paper just stays perfect. Wow. All right, so there's pile number 2. After this pile, we'll be about halfway through the box. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Disney Comics 136 from 1952. It's volume 12. I don't know how many issues were in a volume, but maybe looks like it's pre-Scrooge. Jimmy, what is that? Wakely? Or Webley? Wakely. Can't tell if that's a K or a B. Don't know this book. Don't know Jimmy. It's probably not going to be much, but it is a DC book, so who knows? All right, we got 1949, Disney Comics 9, Volume 9, Number 11. More white pages. Even though the cover is what it is, but it's still nice. Walt Disney is 279. This is Mickey and Pluto. Also 52. Or 1950. So it's interesting because all the Golden Age collections that I found in this area have all been mostly around the 50, 51, 52 range. A little bit of 40s and a little bit of like mid 50s, but it's usually those straight years. And I just wonder if there was like an influx of people that came to the Tacoma area in that time, and maybe there was a lot of newsstands here. I'm not sure. Mutt and Jeff, number 26 from 1947 by Bud Fisher. Cicero's Cat by Bud Fisher. I don't know I'm not familiar with every name of the Golden Age cartoonists. Palooka number 46 from Ham Fisher. Palooka doesn't sell that well, which is interesting because I think Ham Fisher books look great. I really do. I've had a lot of these over the years. All right, we go Captain Marvel 127. Comic Cavalcade. It's interesting. I think it's like a early trade paperback, but I'm not sure, or an annual. But this Captain Marvel 127 is in great shape. And maybe this one's a little beat up. So this is 1944. There's no way that this is like a graphic novel. I don't know what this is, though. I will do my research, folks, but, any comments down below will be much appreciated. I'm not going to mess with that page. I'm really not going to mess with this. So one of these pages is clearly uncut in a certain way, or it's loose. Okay, it's loose. So we will not mess with that. So yes, it's Tiptop. Tiptop Comics is what Peanuts had first appeared in, I believe. And I think it was before this issue, but let's just take a brief look and see if we see any Charles Schultz in here. It doesn't look that way. All right, well, that's Tip Top number 115. Then we go to some Jungle. These are, I'm pretty sure Jungle Comics have a lot of Matt Baker art. I could be wrong. Don't hurt me if I am wrong. So I'm hoping that this guy has more books, but for now, I'm very happy with this collection of really nice high grade, or at least beyond mid-grade books. Attack on Mars, another book I don't really know. This is maybe a one-shot from 1951. Also wonder if there's any Frazetta art in any of this stuff. Just really nice grades on these books. All right, we go to Tech 174. The Park Avenue Kid versus Joey Lang, eh? Action Comics number 169. Nice. Stone Age News by Lois Lane. That's a really cool cover. This is a really nice shape, too. And then Adventure Comics 171. More white pages. Wow. Really beautiful. Walter Lantz, New Funnies. Looks like Woody Woodpecker and the Woodpeckers. And the Peckerheads. Alright, yeah. Some Looney Tunes goodness, or fake Looney Tunes. I can't remember if Woody Woodpecker was a Looney Tune or not. Alright, we got a Walt Disney Vacation. So these are thick boy books. And these are just really, I always like looking through these. I've gotten a bunch of them before, and they are always funny to just flip through. 1952. Looney Tunes 97 from 1949. Another great one. Another white pager. More Mutt and Jeff. This one's in beautiful shape. Wow. Just keep saying that because I like I said, I looked at these when I met up with the guy. I looked at them very brief, and that was really it. All right, we got Hopalong Cassidy 65, old westerns that nobody cares about. I have like a slab that's a 9.0 or a 9.2 and a 1940 something Hopalong Cassidy. I can't sell it to save my life. Maybe somebody out there in YouTube land wants to buy it. Every other Wednesday is West Coast Wednesday's sale, where I sell books live here on the channel. I do go live now every Wednesday, and I alternate. Every other week, I just do a live show, a hangout, and then I do a sale the next week. So you can buy books from me there. If you have a collection and you want to sell it, you can always contact me. I prefer to buy local, though, just letting you know, if you're in the Pacific Northwest. But I'm not against it if it's a big collection, traveling to go look at it. Cowboy All Comics. No, it's Cowboy Comics, All Comics Western. I don't know, Cowboy Western Comics. This is the worst way to title a book. Number 57 from 1952. Don't know anything about this book, but we'll investigate. Early World's Finest. World's Finest 55. Such a cool book. Not in the highest of grade compared to everything else, but this is from 1951. And this is a big book, too. Like, these were thick, 68 pages for 15 cents. Oh my, how the times have changed. Early G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe number 9 from 1952. Also in really nice shape. Fight Comics. The Fangs of Dr. Voodoo featuring Tiger Girl. Well, she is trying to escape a fight. White pages. 1950. You know, maybe there's some Will Eisner in here. I don't know if Will Eisner ever touched this stuff, but some of the art in here, you look at some of Eisner's early stuff and you're like, well, that could be him. Crack Western, a real cowboy adventure magazine. Number 74 from 1951. This stuff is crazy. More Roy Rogers, number 51. Gabby Hayes, Western. Look at this dude. I probably smoked a joint with that guy once. Volume 7, number 40 from 1952. Bobby Benson's B Barbie or B Barb Riders. I don't know. The Lemonade Kid meets the Monster. This thing is cool. Early wrestling comic. This is number 9. 1951 copyright. From Ottawa, Canada. Shout out to Ottawa. Ooh, this art looks very interesting. I don't know who could be the artist. I'm just not that familiar with all the Golden Age artists out there. White Princess of the Jungle. Yeah, this definitely sounds like something that'll sell real quick. Number 1. Pretty cool. Lewisrelli is at least the name I can read here. 1951, Volume 1. Yeah, there are some people that signed their work back then, but just most didn't. Or if they did, I'm sure the companies would try every effort to cut off the signature. All right, we got Bugs Bunny, Hot Rod Hair. Also 1951. I like this cover when I saw it. Captain Marvel number 126. Captain Marvel and the Battles of the Creeping Horror. It's a black goo of death. Absolutely beautiful shape. White pages like this. After a press. A5. Superboy 17. Beautiful clean yellow color. Staples detached from the cover, as you can see right here. But still, it doesn't destroy a book. Not when you got white. Oh, yeah. Well, all right, well, we won't mess with that. It's in beautiful shape otherwise. All right, we got a horror book here. Stories to hold you spellbound. It's found us.
It's the one!
Let me scoot these over. I'm sorry if there was a reflection. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do about it. It's either we shoot without the lights or we shoot with them. Wow, 1952, The Thing Behind the Wall. So, obviously, getting horror books is a big thing, and you always want to get them when you get Golden Age collections. They just don't come that easy. Mostly because a lot of this stuff was destroyed and burned during the stupid Frederick Wortham bullshit. Lone Ranger, number 46, Crime and Punishment. Crime does not pay? Depends on who you're perpetrating the crime against. The U.S. government is, they're going to take your money. Crime and Punishment, number 15 from June of 1949. I know. Smithtown, Long Island. I grew up not too far from there. All right, Superboy 20. This one is fully detached. This one is in beautiful condition. And this one does not have a detached centerfold either. Adventure Comics number 168. Superboy is Clark Kent. I don't know about that one. I don't actually know who Superboy is. Unless these are just the adventures of Clark before he was Superman. Green Arrow. Wow. Alright, Donald Duck. So early, or not early, but 4-color comics, $3.79. Carl Barks goodness. Just in beautiful shape. Straight Arrow 3. A couple of these comics. This one's beat. It's beat. Adventure Comics number 177. Another beautiful cover. And this thing could have been put out on the shelf yesterday. If you were holding this book, you'd be like, this is like a facsimile, right? Nope. Looney Tunes, what is this? Dell 4-color, or sorry, Looney Tunes 120 from 1951. More than a flat tire there, homie. Funny Animals 34 with Captain Marvel Bunny. Yeah, see, like, you get all of these people involved in Faucet Comics, but nobody credited in the art or the story. So this is 1946. And then we got a very early Captain Marvel Adventures, number 34. And this is going to be probably the 40s also. Yeah, April 1944, like World War II era. I mean, right? 44, D-Day, 43. Page was detached in there. I don't know if this is complete, but I'll have to take a look. All right, let me grab the last pile. I guess there's more than just... All right, last pile. Last pack magic. So far, so good. Mary Looney Tunes, number 35 from 1944. Obviously a little bit rolled on the spine there. Superman 77. Whew. 1952. So, you know, if you look at this, it looks like, oh, that might be color, you know, like somebody coloring it in, but it's just the ink. It's the brightness of the red ink. Look how bright that is still. It's so bold. Looks like this has got a little printer chew on it. But it's a nice shape. Also have a graded copy of this too. Superman 78. 1952. See, look how the red bled through the back of that. Or the purple. It's the purple, magenta, it's the reds, the purples, whatever. I'm not a color guy. That sounded weird. But a Superman 78. And then Wiz Comics number 147. 1952. Captain Marvel Jr. 111. Oh, what a great cover. Like, color-wise, just really cool. You just don't see stuff like this anymore. Volume 19, number 111. I guess it would just be like 10 issues a year or something, or 8 issues a year. Bugs Bunny 233, Sleepwalking Sleuth. He's a detective that sleepwalks. 1949. Master Comics 129, featuring Captain Marvel Jr. 1952. Absolutely stunning copy. Aw. Roy Rogers, number 57 from 1952. This is a cool cover. Tee-hee. The world's mightiest mortal, Captain Marvel, vulnerable to the evil powers of black magic. The Witch of Haven Street. Shouldn't be in this nice of shape for a 1952 comic. This is CC back, I'm assuming. All right, we got Tech 175. It's got a dog ear on the back, but still not really going to complain about how beautiful this book looks in the interior. Master Comics 125. Wow. Owl Drug, August 31st, Omak, Washington. That's where these came from. All right, there's a stain on this Looney Tunes comic. Looney Tunes number 39. Might be able to get that off, but I'm not going to try it right here, right now. Superman 74. Jeez. Bending some steel. I'm not kidding you. I just traded this book and like one of those other books in slabs to somebody. And they're back in my house. They're back in my hands. That's crazy. Tim Holt. All right, Tim Holt, number 25. It's got, oh, didn't even realize the cover was ripped. I don't know what year this is from, but low grade. But they say it's low grade's better than no grade. You know, like having that's better than not having it. Woody Woodpecker. $3.90. Oh, Underworld Crime number 1. This is cool. The law scores again and down with crime. 1952. Number 1. Wonder if anybody interesting is involved in this art. Like this, some of the faces here look like maybe, you know, something from EC Comics. I don't know. Johnny Craig or Ghastly Graham Ingalls. This kind of looks like it could be Eisner. I'm going to have to do a little research on that book for sure. Well, I'm going to research all these. Buster Brown comic number 26. You and your Buster Browns. I don't know. I don't know shit about Buster Brown. World's Finest number 57. Wow, another early World's Finest. There's going to end up being more books from this guy because there was a World's Finest number 55 and a 57. Where's 56? Look how beautiful this book is. Gene Autry comics. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to care much about that. Tarzan, another Lex Barker's Tarzan. Tarzan 27. Gene Autry coverless book. New Funnies number 181. Be cooler if it was a Hulk 181. Ooh. The new Lana Lang. I wonder if this is a Key Adventure Comics 174. Perfect. Classics Illustrated, The Oregon Trail. Don't die of dysentery. And then finally, Crime Fighting Detectives number 19. Another L.B. Cole cover. There we go. That's a big deal. Sorry, what year is this from? 52. So this will end up being something that somebody buys because it's an L.B. Cole cover and people love Cole. I wonder if that other crime one is. If it is, it doesn't say his name on it. So there it is. Another Golden Age collection. This is the third one I've gotten in the last two and a half years. And I will continue to try and find them. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are buying a lot of Golden Age books and they're spending a lot of money. But there's a lot of people buying stuff already from dealers. Well, this is the first time this collection is going to ever be offered to the general public. So I know that you're all going to be interested in buying some of this stuff. By the time you see this video, I might have some of it sorted and priced. If not, stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week on the West Coast Avengers. I'm a golden guy.